Ahead at the international desk, Donald Trump wants to win 4 more states, Turkey's new plan to deal with the migrant crisis, and sponsors cut ties with tennis star Maria Sharapova. Hello and welcome to the International Desk. I'm Lynda Kinkade. We are in the middle of another high-stakes Tuesday in the US presidential election. Another round of primary voting is underway right now. Republican Donald Trump is looking to boost his lead, but his rivals desperately need the wins to keep their campaigns viable. Phil Mattingly has more.
NASCAR endorsed Trump. Can you believe that?
Donald Trump running strong as voters head to the polls today for what's being dubbed Super Tuesday 2.
I've been to Michigan a lot, and I think we're going to do well there.
With 150 crucial delegates at stake, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz hustle to take votes away from Trump. The frontrunner sparring with protesters during a swing through North Carolina.
Oh, we have a protester. Out, out, bye. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy. Tell her to tuck you in bed. Bye-bye.
Cruz making quick and previously unannounced stops in Mississippi.
We're seeing folks who had been supporting Donald Trump who are realizing he isn't who they thought he was.
And grappling with flight delays to arrive late in another state voting today, Michigan.
This is effectively a rally in the middle of the night.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio shifting his focus to his home state.
It always comes down to Florida.
A new poll showing Rubio down by 8 points in the Sunshine State as he continues making the case that he's the best Trump alternative.
I'm the only one that has any chance of beating Donald Trump in Florida. So if you don't want Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee, you have to vote for Marco Rubio.
And Ohio Governor Jean Casarez also finishing a push through Michigan before ramping up his own efforts in his must-win home state contest next week.
We're going to get some momentum out of Michigan. We're going to win Ohio. There's going to be a campaigning all across the country. It's going to be exciting.
The race of the day for both parties is the Michigan primary. Our own Jean Casarez is live for us in Warren, Michigan. Jean, Michigan has the highest number of delegates up for grabs today for both parties. Looking at the Republicans, Trump is way ahead of Cruz in the polls there. But given Cruz's recent momentum, could that help him close the gap?
Well, I think that's going to be the key today, and I think that's what people are going to be looking for tonight as the votes are tallied and you suddenly start seeing the results. We're here in Warren, Michigan, which is really the heart and soul of the auto industry. It is the largest suburb of the Detroit metro area. There are 100,000 voters here in Warren City alone, and there's really been a constant stream of voters today. The polls opened at 7 o'clock. There was a line that came in, and it's just been nonstop since then. And we've been talking to people here, and I will say that we're seeing a lot of voters for Donald Trump. We're seeing voters for Jean Casarez, who is the governor of Ohio. I just spoke with some people that voted for Hillary Clinton, so I think you're seeing a lot. But of course, it has been Donald Trump's message of the auto industry and how those companies are going overseas into other countries, the outsourcing of jobs that really has been the hallmark of his campaign. So will that be reflective in the votes tonight? I think we'll have to see. One thing that is very unique with the state of Michigan, where we are in the Midwest, is that right here it's an open ballot. So if you are a registered Democrat, you can switch over and you can vote for a Republican candidate or vice versa, whichever way you want to go. And this is the birthplace of the Reagan Democrat, which in the 1980s were registered Democrats that didn't feel their party was listening to them and switched over and voted for Ronald Reagan, which really paved the way for his victory. And so Michigan is an important state.
Absolutely. And looking at the Democrats, you mentioned you've seen some voters voting for Hillary Clinton today. She is ahead in the polls against Sanders there. But will his economic message resonate with people in Michigan?
You know, we've spoken with some voters today that actually are voting for Bernie Sanders because they believe that he is the one that is for the will of the people. And that's really what I'm hearing in regard to Bernie Sanders. But of course, Hillary Clinton, as you said, is ahead in the polls. No question about that. The unions are very strong here. Some people I just spoke to that voted for Hillary Clinton, I asked why, because Bernie Sanders is important. They said, we voted for Hillary because we support Bill. So that loyalty of Bill Clinton Clinton, and the presidency of Bill Clinton can transcend to others here. They have ordered extra ballots here in Warren, Michigan, because they believe there will be such a turnout. Not extra personnel, but extra ballots. They will be open until 8 o'clock tonight, so that as many people as possible can vote in this extremely important primary, the first Midwestern primary in the country. Next week, of course, Illinois and Ohio. Lynda?
Thanks, Jean Casarez in Warren, Michigan. We will be watching the results closely.